and welcome to a long-running series of podcasts called the Burnt Ham Podcasts, hosted by myself and...
me, Thomas.
Today, we have brought various subjects to you, and we're going to kick it off with the
But first, we have exciting news. We have got 2 microphones now. How exciting is that?
Hell yes, brother. We have got more than one microphone, so now we don't have to sit in my shed and lean into the same microphone.
And we now can socially distance, as that is very important in our current climate.
As you can see with the brand new video in this episode, we are socially distanced.
Yes.
1 meter apart on the sofa. Apparently that's enough when 2's not enough, so let's get right into it.
Yes, let's get right into it from that very exciting news that was not exciting in the slightest.
And also contained lies, so...
Yes, lots of lies, but the shed was not a lie.
No, we did actually record
We did record the first 3 episodes in a shed.
And it was really cramped. Yeah, I was looking for a word, so I kept on saying really then.
Was it really cramped?
It was really cramped. Thank you for asking.
How unfortunate.
Very not good. Unepic. Unfunny.
So the
uncool.
first topic
for
today is the album Random Access Memories by Daft Punk, which I mentioned on a previous episode was one of my favourite albums. That's the correct word.
Oh boy, yes.
So George has listened to this album, I guess, a few times too now.
No, just the once. I've heard a few of the songs more than once, but this is an album that you're a fan of, so...
Yeah, so hopefully I can talk about it, and then hopefully you have some opinions on the songs that you'd like to share.
I might have to quietly place some of the songs when we get to them in my ear, because there are a lot of songs on this album. There's 14 or so? There might be 12, I don't know.
13. There is 13 songs.
I suppose let's kick it off from the start of the album.
I guess the start of the album is where we should start. And the first song...
Actually, hang on. I just want to preface this by saying that this album's kind of like a little journey. Takes you on a electronic dance music journey. You start off with this nice funky beat and you end in some weird place, alright? So, if you haven't heard it, have you been living under a rock?
Yes, please go listen to it now.
Yeah.
I guess I guess you'd have to like electronic music to maybe enjoy it, but...
I wouldn't say that. I don't tend to listen to very much EDM, but I really enjoyed this.
Excellent news. So the first song is Give Life Back to Music.
Give life back to music! That's not how it goes, but
that
I can't remember how it goes. It's the opening
Let
song.
the music in tonight. Just turn on the music. Let the music of your life. Give life back to music. That's how it goes, if that jogs your memory. I hope everyone enjoyed my singing there.
It does, yeah. So this song, pretty strong opening track. Can't complain with this one. I don't know.
I would say this is quite an average song for Daft Punk. It's like pretty funky.
Yeah.
Pretty... I think it's quite slow.
Yeah,
and I think it sets the tone quite well for the album, in my opinion.
I agree completely. I didn't write notes on the first 2 songs, but the main thing I remember from listening to this song was like, yeah, this is a nice funky beat, and it just gets your head bopping, settles you nicely into it, as you were saying.
I would say there's not really much to talk about there with Give Life Back to Music. I'd just say it's pretty...
Other than it's a pretty solid
it's
track.
Just a pretty solid opener, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So I think we'll just move on from that song.
Moving swiftly on.
And then you've got The Game of Love.
I actually really liked The Game of Love.
So this song isn't that funky, and yeah, it isn't that funky, and it's quite slow. It's kind of like a ballad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a love ballad about a breakup, and he just sounds absolutely distressed throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's I think it's quite sad.
I did find it sad. Almost made me tear up, but because I'm not a pussy, I didn't actually tear up. So let that be a lesson to all
crying
of you
is
cry
for
babies.
wusses. But again, this song
It
is
is
pretty average.
Pretty standard for the
Pretty
Daft
standard,
Punk
yeah.
Standard. No pun intended.
So moving swiftly on, Giorgio by Morda.
Most people,
If
just
that's how you
call
pronounce,
me
if I have just
Giorgio.
butchered his name, I'm sorry.
Well, it's Giorgio or Giorgio with some fancy R's in it because no other language but English uses R sounds.
So this song I find is pretty interesting, just how it's made. So Daft Punk interviewed Giorgio, which is an Italian musician, and they basically recorded some parts. They like took some parts of the interview and put it into the song, which was influenced by Giorgio, but he didn't actually influence them in any way to make the song. And it's pretty epic, this song, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a really good song. I really enjoyed it. When I first listened to it, I was like, oh, cool, we're getting a nice little talking segment. You know, I didn't come to this album expecting an audiobook, but hey, I got it in one song. And I can't remember exactly how like the hook goes, but I remember it just being quite simple and just gets you grooving, and it just builds up texture really well.
Yeah, the whole song is basically just building and building and building. Yeah. And it's a 9-minute song, so there's a lot of building to go on there, but it also describes the musician very well. I think they, through very little actual words, they managed to describe this guy's story, I guess, of how he became a musician.
It's kind of brilliant because this song is almost constantly changing, as in when it's not adding a new layer like it does every 416 bars, whatever it is, I don't know. It's always keeping itself interesting by having little subtleties, like differences on accents, on beats, and the instruments just are played so seamlessly. It's insane. I wrote some notes from this song on, and funky keyboard solo is one of the notes, and that reminds me, this is a goddamn funky keyboard solo. I really, really liked the keyboard solo. It was such a good solo. I don't know what else to say except for it chooses its chords and scales really well, and just go listen to it. Honestly, it's brilliant.
Then we've got Within. Did you want to move on to the next song? Sorry. Or do you still have more to say about this epic song?
I wanted to mention the bass in it. So the bass jumps around from low ends to high ends, and I think it's a slap bass. So we're getting this funk bass, and when it's using its lower notes, oh my god, it sounds so like gritty and just full and almost grungy, but not. It just sounds like an angry beast being like getting ready to be released, and it gets released when it goes on to like slap away at higher notes, and the high notes are all clean. It's just incredibly well produced and mixed as well. It
is very well produced. That's throughout the whole album. It's just so nicely produced that you can just hear every instrument perfectly. It's brilliant.
Oh, something else that I wrote about this song is it sounds like something Davey 504 would play. So for the uninitiated, I don't know if Tom,
I don't know who that is, sorry.
Davey 504 is this bass YouTuber, and he's a really good bassist. He's a really talented musician, and you should definitely check out his stuff. But he plays funk bass and slap bass, and he's insanely good and insanely tight, and the bass playing on this song was comparable to his abilities. So it's a merit for Davey 504 to be compared to a really solid band, well, duo like Daft Punk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say on this song.
I've said what I wanted to say as well.
Right. I'll lead us into the next.
Okay, let's go.
Within is the fourth song on the album, and it starts off with a nice kind of modern slash. I don't know. It's like a modern classical piano piece. It's kind of something like you'd hear Luca Vito Einaudi play, and it's really beautiful. It's a really nice section, and it uses development through chords and dynamics really well, and it makes you feel a lot.
I've got to be honest, I can't really remember this song that well.
No, it starts out with a piano. But that's all I've...
Is that all you've got written down?
Yeah, that would be of note to remind you, but yeah, I suppose.
If we can just quickly pause it so that I can quickly have a listen to it.
Oh, right, I see what you mean.
And then maybe I can give a bit more.
All right, we're back after refreshing ourselves.
A short little... is it an introduction of that song? I don't know. We just quickly played through that song. And now I've got a better idea of what this song is. So it's basically just describing like the thoughts inside and just of like confusion, I'd say, of his thoughts within, which is what the song's called.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got an internal conflict about a decision or something. Maybe it's about a relationship. I don't know. I
wonder how related it is to them breaking up.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to go on a little tangent and hypothesize. Maybe Random Access Memories is like a story of love. I'm guessing it is because there's songs like Get Lucky, which is going out to get pussy, to put it in.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much it, isn't it?
And you got other songs.
You've got like Lose Yourself to Dance,
which is about enjoying yourself,
which
obviously.
is just about
touch,
loving.
We'll
dance.
get on to that's something weird, you know. But yeah, so I guess this is about him with his inner turmoil about...
Yeah, maybe he's loving the music, but he's not sure whether he wants to continue making the music.
Yeah, it could be music, could be relationships, who knows. But yeah, pretty good song. Whilst we were listening to a little bit of this, actually, it reminded me to bring up Daft Punk's vocals. And now, this is going to be controversial. I don't really like Daft Punk's vocals.
You don't like the kind of electronic voice?
No, I like them...
The kind of robot voice, I guess?
I like them as supporting vocals a lot more than lead vocals.
I would agree with that. I think, for me, I enjoy songs when the vocals aren't the main point.
Yeah, 100%.
Was that the correct way to say that? That kind of sounded weird, but you know what I mean.
I used to have a big thing about music where I basically never listened to music that had vocals in it. I used to listen to a lot of classical, romantic, and that kind of classical music, and I've used to listen to a lot of I don't know, like experimental psychedelic rock, which didn't use a lot of vocals. And I have nothing against vocals, and I really like good lyrics now, but I can always relate to the music more.
Yeah, I just find the music way more interesting, like the instruments, etc. I find it more interesting to listen to, but I think vocals does add a lot to certain songs, and well, especially mainstream songs is pretty much just all vocals in my opinion.
Yeah,
like the pop that's on like the radio, that's just pretty much all vocals, which I just find boring.
Yeah, I don't really like to hear whether it be flipping Doja Cat or I can't think of an equivalent male artist, Kendrick Lamar or something. I don't know if someone probably hated me saying that, but
all I can think of is Katy Perry.
But yeah, when it's just someone screaming at you, like when it's people expressing their sexuality, is like good for them, but I don't give a flying pig. I didn't want to swear.
That's fair enough.
I'm trying not to swear whilst we're recording.
Okay, I might incorporate that myself.
But yeah, I really don't care about American rappers screaming about all the bees, in inverted commas, that they have had sexual intercourse with. Same way I don't care about Nicki Minaj in WAP.
Oh god.
Good for you for doing that song, but I don't give a poo. So,
I don't know what to reply to that with at all.
I think it was just a summary on the vocals.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just in the last few years I used to just listen to mainstream pop because I didn't really know a lot about music. Then I was kind of introduced into some different artists in the last few years, and just in the last few years I've just been finding way more interesting music, and now I just listen to music all the time because I find it way more enjoyable that I've actually found some artists that I really enjoy.
Definitely. I would love to carry on this conversation, but
yes,
we are talking about Ram.
We are talking about Ram, so let's get back into it.
Right. Next song, Instant Crush. And, right, so I'm just going to read my notes for this because I wasn't a big fan of this song. I said, relatively uninteresting, not as much texture as other tracks, didn't like the guitar solo. And I think the thing I can talk about most is the guitar solo. There's like this really weird guitar solo that seems kind of out of place. It's just like to add to the build up of the song, and it was just really not good in my opinion. That's all I can say.
Yeah, this isn't one of my favourites from the album. I would agree with you there. I would just say it's kind of just I don't know how to describe it. It's just one of the songs in the album, but I wouldn't choose to put it on.
It's definitely my least favourite song in the album.
That's fair enough. I won't even argue with that because I'm kind of agree with you there.
At least I didn't say Touch was my least favourite or something.
Yeah, otherwise I would have shouted at you.
Yeah. Let's move on to Lose Yourself to Dance,
which is the first Pharrell Williams song.
Out of 2, is it?
Yeah, out of 2. So this song, I really like this song.
I love
even
this song.
though it's mainly vocals. It's just gone against completely contradicted everything we've just talked about. But I really like this song.
So yeah, after just saying how much we generally dislike mainstream pop music, this mainstream pop song is really good.
Yeah, I would say that, as the title suggests, you do literally get lost in the beat of it. Yeah, it's pretty entrancing. That's how I would describe it.
I can't say that I wasn't sat there bopping my head along. Not all of these songs made me do a little jig in my chair, but this song definitely did. It's just like when the come on stuff kicks in, and then it really gets hyped up. Oh my god, Pharrell Williams is such a good singer.
He is.
He's insanely good. And
very talented.
Pretty sure there was like double vocal tracking, I think it's called, where you layer the same vocals that have been recorded twice upon each other. I'm
not sure about that, unfortunately.
But it sounds like multiple people are saying "Lose Yourself to Dance." But it's
I think I know what you mean. I think that is a part of the song,
and it's just powerful. Yeah, it hits you in the face.
Yeah, I just know that you've got like the robotic sound. I'm not sure which of the members of Daft Punk is singing it.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's Daft or Punk. So
yeah, neither. That was a really bad joke, but I found it funny. Thank you.
Glad you did.
But yeah, you've got the come on, and then you've got Pharrell Williams like "Lose Yourself to Dance,"
Guitar!
And it's just like, wow.
My favourite part of the song is when he just randomly says guitar throughout it.
I don't remember that. I've got to be honest.
Completely mishearing him. He might be saying "get down," which would make a lot more sense, but it sounds like he just randomly goes guitar,
I don't even know which bit of the song you're referring to. I
It's
gotta be
literally
honest.
like a little snap that he does, like every 8 bars or whatever. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to burp into the mic then.
Lovely. Do you have any more comments about Lose Yourself to Dance?
I wrote funny lyrics whilst listening to
Okay.
and great momentum, which goes without saying, really. If you've heard it, you know it has great momentum because it just makes you bop along.
It is a bop.
It is. And that brings us nicely onto probably the furthest thing from Lose Yourself to Dance on the album, which is
it's
Touch.
quite a contradiction. Touch is one of my top songs on it,
Fair enough.
which I don't even know why. It's just I find it thought-provoking.
I really, really, really like the soundscaping at the start. So, because you've got all the stuff where it's like, I guess it's Paul Collins. Is that the guy's name?
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams. I was mixing Paul Williams and Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Phil Collins is not in the song.
Phil Collins is not in the song. Phil Collins is also not in the song. Sorry. Anyway.
That went completely flat. I'm sorry, George.
That's alright. Can't all be zingers, can they?
I'm trying to remember the lyrics of Touch.
Well, the first 8 lyrics are just touch.
I remember Touch.
Well, yeah, that's
it
the main
kind
part.
of, how I'd describe it, it's kind of like a musical. The start of it sounds like a musical to
It
me.
is quite operatic.
Or like, it does, oh my god, I'm literally going to say it relies heavily on the vocals to start with. I'm just contradicting everything I've said.
I am going to completely contradict you and say the vocals at the start, you know, the intro of the song where it's like all the spacey kind of stuff. I think the vocals are the least necessary part.
Yeah.
But
no, I swear it starts with them. It just is literally him saying touch.
yeah, so it starts
and
with
then it doesn't actually have any
touch.
musical.
It does. It does some crazy stuff where it like does scales up and down, and then it sounds like a DMT trip.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't
But,
tried DMT, but you know, like that kind of sound.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe this song. All I can say is that I just enjoy it, and it's really weird because it's like multiple songs in one.
Yeah.
It just keeps changing, but it's like the last minute for me that really does it. It just brings everything together, and then you've got the last kind of monologue where he brings back touch. I remember touch. And it's like more words which I've forgotten now. I don't know why I'm forgetting all these songs so badly.
Yeah.
I say that I really enjoy this album, but it sounds like I've never heard it before. It's not very good.
It's kind of an overall experience, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I don't remember every little detail. I just remember everything being really good, except for
The
Instant Crush.
production value.
Yeah. But yeah, I did end up skipping Touch because I have heard it before, and I was getting tired because I'd already listened to like.
It is
40, 50
it is
minutes
a
of
very
music.
long song as well.
Yeah,
That one's like a good 8
7
minutes.
minutes, yeah,
8
or so.
minutes. Like there are some long songs on this album. Which
Although,
I don't know if you like long songs.
uh,
I don't mind
the-
as long as the song's good. I don't mind it being long.
the
In my
length
opinion,
of the song means completely nothing without the context of the song itself. So
yeah,
I
that's-
can't say I don't
can't
like
argue with
long
that.
songs. Like I will quite happily listen to a symphony or whatever. So anyway, I don't really have much more to say on Touch unless you want to mention anything else.
I can't remember enough to say anything, which is really bad because I've just said it's one of my favorite songs.
Oh well.
But this is just how it is. Unfortunately, it's not going very well.
I think it's going fine.
And then we've got the next song, which is the second song, which features Pharrell Williams, Get Lucky, which I'm sure everyone has heard this song because this was on the radio a lot.
Yeah, it's got like hundreds of millions of views on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I didn't bother listening to it last night just because I have heard it billions of times before.
And the same with Lose Yourself to Dance. I don't think I find it as good as Lose Yourself to Dance.
No,
but I still do really enjoy the song.
It's just a really solid song.
It is.
It's probably the safest and best songwriting on it, is what I'd say. So every artistic decision that was made in it is the right decision. So nothing went wrong with this song.
Yeah, I'd say most albums have that one song, which is their mainstream song.
Yeah, and this was
which hooks anyone into their album, and this was definitely
it's kind
the
of like
song. So if someone hears Get Lucky, likes it, then they might want to listen to the album.
This was released as a single as well, so that's
it was.
The purpose
That's
of this
literally
song.
the purpose.
I don't really want to talk much more about Get Lucky just because I've heard it so many times, especially in Happy Wheels version. I can't remember who made that video, but there's like
Happy Wheels version of Get Lucky.
Yeah, there's a
oh god,
Get Lucky Happy Wheels.
I have
thing.
no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds awful.
I used to watch it on YouTube when I was like 12 or something.
Yeah, this album, was released in 2013.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
It sounds really new. If you listen to it now, you'd think that it's released in like 2020. It's pretty crazy.
Just to put that into perspective, Gangnam Style by Psy was released in 2012, the year before. And that song sounds like ass.
Yeah, that's the best way I think you could have put it. Anyway, let's move on to Beyond. I can't remember the Ski Sunday introduction, but I swear it sounds a little bit like the intro of Beyond.
Ski Sunday?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know, it's some introduction song for Ski Sunday, but
Ski Sunday.
Oh, it's like some on Sunday skiing gets played on the television in the winter on BBC something. But in the deep recesses of my mind, I vaguely remember it sounding similar to the beginning of Beyond. But anyway, I'm not sure how correct that is, but I really like the intro of Beyond.
I love it.
But I think the actual song is one of my least favourites, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more with you.
I think the introduction's really good, but the rest of it is just boring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the start of Beyond sounds like a video game theme or something, or like something when you first go on a new planet or complete something in a video game. That's the kind of, I use the term vibe in inverted commas, the kind of vibe I got
vibing.
I don't know, kind of reminded me a little bit of Halo's music. That's all I have
Halo.
to say. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about Halo.
Let's not talk about Halo.
We can do that another time. They're just fun games. The lyrics are somewhat unintelligible, not uninteresting. Yeah, I guess I can understand the robot voice.
More robot voice.
Yeah, the robot voices are too much for my brain, apparently. I've just seen which song is next, so I want to move on to that. Motherboard.
You want to move on to Motherboard, which is another one of my top songs from this album, in my opinion.
I like it. I think the sound mixing on this is incredibly good.
I don't think it has any vocals.
I don't think it does. It just blends all these kind of like synth noises together in
It
this
is very
amazing
synthy.
amalgamation of electronic instruments.
But again, I'm saying it's one of my favourite songs. Can't really remember it.
No, I can't remember.
This is really bad.
I can't even remember the intro tune to it, but I just trust what I've written is right, because why would I write something that I wasn't thinking? really strong track that we've both forgotten.
Yeah, really great song, but we can't remember at all, so maybe it's not that good. But it is that good because I know it's that good.
Because we.
It's just what it's just. I feel like these types of songs, because it's not got like memorable lyrics. It's difficult to remember the song.
Yeah, usually when you're trying to think of a song, you hum the tune or the lyrics.
Yeah,
and this doesn't really
like
have a tune or lyrics.
Instant Crush and like Get Lucky and that sort of stuff, and Lose Yourself to Dance. It's like they've all got.
They've got a hook.
It's
to it,
all it's all very. I can like instantly play it in my head.
Yeah.
But then like Motherboard, I can't think of how it goes, which is weird. Which is not very helpful when you're trying to talk about it on a podcast.
No, and we can't listen to the music whilst talking about it because that's completely illegal and unfair.
And
who cares?
we will get sued.
Daft Punk aren't even a duo anymore, so I'm sure they wouldn't even mind.
I think YouTube will mind though.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving swiftly on to
YouTube
Fragments.
Won't mind is Fragments.
Fragments of Time.
I just want to preface this discussion by saying this is my favourite song on the album.
I really like this song as well, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite.
I'll ask what your favourite is at the end, but
okay.
Oh no, wait, you said it was Touch, wasn't it?
I said Touch was one of my top ones, but I haven't actually said. I don't even know myself what my favourite song is, to be honest, because I think it changes depending on my mood.
Anyway, Fragments of Time is the. Oh my god, it's just like so funky and lo-fi. It's beautiful. It's got some of the smoothest chord changes and vocals. I really like the vocals on this song. Oh, I don't like vocals.
Oh, but I really like the vocals, but I don't like vocals.
Let's see. The intro, when I first listened to it, I was getting quite fed up of because it's like 40 seconds long, and then I skipped ahead into the chorus, and I really regret doing that because I heard my favourite part of the album without the rest of the song to kind of give context to it. So I absolutely love the keyboard.
Did you have to replay it then? Did you play it from the start? Yeah.
Again, yeah. But oh my god, the keyboards in this are so good. It's just I don't even know what the effect's called, but it like cuts in and out. It's like they're tapping on a kill switch, like every second. Every first time I hit my leg, it's just like.
I think it just holds momentum really nicely.
Oh my god, yes.
And it's just, I wouldn't. I'm finding it difficult to describe this song, but
I just can't get over how nice the chord progression is. Because it's some minor chord and then another minor chord and then it just hops onto a major chord which you're not expecting and then resolves the chord down to a different one. I don't want to
as you can might be able to tell, George understands musical theory and I don't have a clue.
I haven't looked at like the actual chords for the song, so I can't say it goes 2, 6, 4, 1, which would be my guess actually. So tell me if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, I know a little bit about music theory because I studied it to be able to progress with my practical music grades on the trombone.
Good job, George.
Thank you.
But yeah, all I can give is my opinions on stuff. I don't know much about musical theory, so I find it. Yeah, when you talk about chord progression and whatever, I'm like, yeah, all right, mate. That's all I can think.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
you were going to talk about what it is, but then you stopped yourself.
I decided not to blur out uninteresting music babble.
Okay.
So I want to move on.
Thank you for saving us.
That's alright. I want to move on to doing it right, actually.
Doing it right, everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing.
and we're doing it right.
This song was very average. Is very average, in my opinion.
When I first
It's
heard it,
okay.
I really didn't like it. But yeah, after sleeping on it and listening to it again, I like it. I wouldn't say I don't have a feeling on it. I do like it. I really like the deep bass hits.
If we do it hard and to go all night. I just like, I don't know. It's just good, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. I can just remember it because of the vocals.
Yeah,
that's the main reason I can actually remember the song.
All I can think about when I hear the beat is it just sounds like a kind of trap beat, like you know how trap beats up, and the bass is just like. Maybe
okay, not. I don't know what you're talking about there, but it features Panda Bear in this song, which he does add quite an element to this song, but I've no idea who he is, if it's even he.
Yeah,
I've just assumed their gender. I apologize.
Yeah, he's
Panda
the guy
Bear.
that goes, "If you lose tonight, right."
Yeah.
I do like his vocals in this song, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
It's probably the best thing about the song, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Yes. Right.
And then onto the finale, the
Ooh.
final
ultimate.
song,
Yeah.
Contact. What a final song. This song is great.
Oh
in
yeah,
my
I
opinion.
love this
I
song.
love the intro.
Yeah. The weird, oh look, there's an alien saucer over there.
Yeah, it's like some NASA vocals or whatever. It's like
Yeah, it's
that's
just some
literally what the
American bloke
vocals sound
being
like.
We don't really know what's happening, and then it loses its marbles, and it goes nuts. Honestly.
Yeah, and then and then it just builds from that introduction. It just constantly builds, and then near the end, it sounds like a kettle is boiling. That's all I can. That's
Outside
how
the
I
club.
can. That's how I can describe it.
Yeah,
It's like
it just literally goes. And underneath this is what I describe as this stomping, pumping bass line. It's so good. It's like, oh, and it just sounds like something you'd hear from outside a club in the 90s in Germany, and it's so good. I love it so much. I actually listened to this song like twice in a row because I wanted to hear the bass again. I was like, yes. Imagine being at a Daft Punk concert and them being there, like nodding their heads, and you'd be like, oh, I'm so into this right now. Sadly, that can't happen.
Yeah, and they didn't even do that many concerts, which
I think
was very sad.
Yeah, they did like under 100 over the course of what, their 28-year span, because they formed in 1993. So
I did not know that, even though I really like Daft Punk. I didn't actually know that.
well, I did know that.
Good job for looking that up.
Thanks. I think I came across it serendipitously, so I didn't look it up.
But anyway,
so yeah,
that's Random Access Memories.
That's a track by track thoughts. Let's go
Yeah.
for overall. Let's start with, what would you rate it out of 10? That's
10.
I'd rate it 9.
But realistically, I'd rate it 9 because nothing can be perfect in my opinion. But it's just my favourite album, currently, so I'm just going to give it a 10.
Yeah. Now, yeah, that's a good way to qualify something for the 10 spot. Only one thing can be 10,
Yeah.
really, can't it? But yeah, I rate this 9 because even the songs I don't like it are still incredibly good.
They're
and
still great
sound
songs, and they
immense.
definitely add to the album, especially if you listen to it in order. It is definitely a story.
Don't skip songs like I did.
And like, you can skip songs if you really want to, if you're about that life, but it's just nice. I just like listening to albums in the order, in the correct way that they're written. Because I love rules.
It's the artist's intention.
Yes.
I definitely agree. So yeah, this is probably the best electronic album I have heard and probably will ever hear. I've listened to a couple of other Daft Punk songs. I'm not really big on them. Like, I really, really like Digital Love.
Yeah, so for context, I really like, well, I've already said how much I need to shut up about Daft Punk, but we're talking about Daft Punk, so it's okay. So I've liked Daft Punk for many years now, and I kind of introduced George to this one song on Discovery called Digital Love, which is one of their best songs in my opinion. And
another song,
it's just pure digital love. That's how I describe it.
That song, and I think Verdi Quo is the other song you showed me.
Yeah,
both songs I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Digital Love is just such a hype beast.
Hype song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a weird song. It's nothing like any of the songs on Ram.
No, it's not as artsy fartsy.
No,
but it's still really. It just gives you this uplifting feeling.
Yeah,
and throughout the song, it continues to make you feel higher and higher. You know, not in a sort of sedated sense, but
adds crazy layers to the song, and that's what I just love about Daft Punk songs is it starts off very simple, and then the more and more you get into the song, it's always the finale where everything just comes together. And it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
You have this, you have the through line, the little funky groove, and they add texture very well. So I think we've talked about Daft Punk.
We have Daft Punk for a very long time now. So if you don't like Daft Punk, I do apologise.
Yeah,
you probably aren't listening by now.
But yeah, we obviously both recommend Random Access Memories and Discovery for that matter. I'm gonna go listen to that.
You should go listen to Discovery. It's not the same level as Daft Punk, but.
Do you mean Random Access Memories?
I do mean Random Access Memories. Thank you for the
public service
for the help there. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think this is a natural time to take a break.
I would completely agree. I've kind of lost all my trails of thoughts.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back shortly. We are back, and we have just listened to Ski Sunday, and it sounded nothing like
I have
Beyond or Ever.
Lots of egg on my face, as it just sounds nothing like, what was the song? Beyond?
Beyond, yeah.
Beyond, it was Beyond. The only similarity is that there was a violin in it.
Well, there's more similarities than that. It had a viola as well.
Wow.
It had a cello. It had a double bass. It had multiple of all these instruments.
Multiple string instruments.
So it just did the string intro. Anyway, we've brought some kind of hypothetical questions, plus a few...
Well, I guess some of them are personal.
More real ones, yeah. Just because we did not know what to talk about. I guess this is fine though.
Yeah, I'd say this is acceptable.
Let's kick it off with this one. So, favourite album / TV show / movie / game / book. I just think it's appropriate to kick it off with this because you just said your favourite album at the moment is Random Access Memories.
Is it? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
After just talk about 40 minutes about an album,
I did,
and then I actually hate it. No, yes, of course, Ram is my favourite album. I've just said it. So, yeah. So what is your favourite album, George?
Well, my favourite album is quite elusive. It changes from time to time. I can give 3 answers, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
So, it is between 2 albums by the Beatles and 1 album by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Let's start off with the Beatles albums. So it's either Magical Mystery Tour, Sergeant Pepper's, or it is from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Murder of the Universe.
I literally have not heard all of them.
That's not true. You have heard Murder of the Universe. I forced you to listen to it.
Have I actually? Okay, I might have listened to it then,
It's,
and I might have heard a few of the Beatles songs from those albums, but I don't know the albums.
I mean,
enough.
I'm sure you've heard "I Am the War of Strawberry Fields" forever and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but,
I have.
But no, Murder of the Universe is the album that I played, giving myself, one of our friends, and Tom a lift to McDonald's on the 18th birthday of another friend of ours. And I blasted out this album, which is just a bit of a oddball overall, and no one was enjoying it.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is definitely oddball, George.
I don't know, they're kind of mainstream at the moment. So
are they? I don't think I would have ever heard them unless I knew you.
They've got like 1.2 million monthly listeners.
Oh wow, that's actually a lot.
So yeah, they're really big at the moment, and
they do have about 1 million songs.
Yeah, so I think they've got about 18 albums or something.
Wow.
They did 5 albums in 1 year in 2017. They released
Jesus.
They released The Flying Microtonal Banana, Gumboot Soup, Murder of the Universe, Sketches of Brunswick East, which was in collaboration with Mild High Club, and they also released something else which I can't think of.
Wow, I was going to say, if you could remember all of those albums, I was going to be very
I
impressed.
Didn't full set, and that's really annoying because I want to know now.
Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
So what do you not have a favourite from those 3, or are those just your top 3 and they just interchange between your moods?
No, well, I'm going to go ahead and say the King Gizzard one's my favourite just because I've listened to it billions of times over and I can listen to it infinitely because it just makes me laugh.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to favourite TV show. I know you're quite a fan of your TV series, your box sets, Tom.
I do like a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
But I'm really struggling to think of what my favourite would be.
Mine's really obvious. You might not think of it instantly, but...
Is it Twin Peaks?
Wow, well done.
Yeah, gold star for me.
I in fact think the first thing I said when we started our first episode was, I just want to get out of the way, I love Twin Peaks.
I don't remember that, but okay. I know that you love Twin Peaks. So anyway, for me, I really enjoy Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
But then the last few seasons make me not want that as my favourite because they just destroyed that show. What other TV shows do I like?
I've seen Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, that's good, and then the last season or 2 is really bad, so that kind of ruins it.
I think the last season of Breaking Bad is bad, but
I really like the IT Crowd.
Oh yeah, good point.
I might actually put that as my favourite because I have watched the IT Crowd so many times and it never fails.
Yeah.
It's ye old faithful. Indeed. For me.
I'd probably put the IT Crowd as my favourite for when I was like 12 or so, because one of my old friends from school showed it to me and I used to love it. I even had a t-shirt that I used to wear around which said Tenetimber on it in like the countdown tiles.
That's pretty funny.
IT Crowd. I just want to mention I'm drinking this 19 Crimes wine and it's actually really good. It's a pretty solid wine. Anyway,
that's excellent that you're enjoying that wine,
thank
George.
You, Tom. I'm not enjoying your Moretti beer.
I am enjoying my beer. I will not be having any of your wine. Thank you.
That's okay. Cool. Anyway, let's move on to our favourite game. It's kind of hard, this one. I'm not really a gamer.
I'm not really a gamer, but I'm only playing one game at the moment. So I'm just going to say the game that I'm playing at the moment, which is Deep Rock Galactic, which I just love at the moment. It's just incredible.
Totally fair enough.
Oh my god.
The
game is just hilarious.
The other day, Tom tried to explain it to me, and there's so much to remember.
I did not realise how complex this game is until I tried showing George and just saw the bewildered look on your face, and it was pretty funny. And I was just like, I have no idea how I even know all this stuff either, to be honest.
Like, I'm sure I'd enjoy playing it with you, but I don't have a PC or anything,
So,
what's my favourite game?
Yeah, what is your
good
favourite?
point. Well...
Is it Halo?
Well, Halo's a game series, so no. And no, Halo is... My favourite game is not one of the Halo games. It's actually probably Black Ops 1. Because I used to play zombies, like, all the time round my friend's house back in, like, year 7 to 9-ish. And I loved it. This was before I knew Tom, really, so this was different people. But
wow,
yeah,
how dare you
Tom.
not be friends with me?
But yeah, zombies was great fun. Hours of endless fun, just camping out on the catwalk on Doris with the bouncing Bettys behind you. Oh, so good.
I've not played Black Ops 1, so I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't really enjoy zombies that much. I gotta be honest.
A little while ago, like it was either earlier on this year or in December last year, I got Black Ops just to play the campaign through, and I played it through and I thought it was really, really good. I really liked the Black Ops campaign. I've also played the COD 4 campaign, which was really good as well, but I prefer Black Ops a little bit just because Reznov. It's just pretty funny. It's a shame that I'm like 10 years too late to the memes, but hey ho.
I don't know what to say because I just haven't played any of the early Black Ops.
Well,
actually, I've only played one Black Ops,
Black Ops 3.
which is Black Ops 3, which I just played a lot, way too much,
Yeah.
much. I played that game, and then I played World War 2 quite a lot as well.
That looks like an alright game,
which was
yeah.
okay, but I got bored of it pretty quick, to be fair. But no, I didn't really... I haven't really played that many games, I gotta be honest.
No, I haven't played a lot of games. I think the game I've played most is either out of Minecraft, Club Penguin, and Borderlands 2. I don't know which is the winner, but yeah. Minecraft, probably. I used to spend hours just building stuff and mining.
I used to play a lot of Minecraft Pocket Edition when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I never had it on PC. I only had it on my little Amazon Fire tablet thing.
I used to have one.
Wow.
Damn, yeah. They were terrible.
They were utter shite.
Like, you'd use
Apology, I just realised I swore.
That's
I'm
alright.
sorry.
We're like 52 minutes in. No, you'd use it for what, like 6 months or so, and then it would start to die, just because
it was
got
just the
netted
fact
out.
that Amazon had their own like app store,
why
and
did
it
they
was
have their own-
really bad.
They had a really weird operating system. I'm guessing it's like a kernel, I guess, of Android. No, kernel's Linux stuff. A version of Android, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just really unfriendly to the
But
user.
it was like, is it not Windows? I can't think of what.
It was just rubbish.
It was
basically.
it was just rubbish.
If you don't
But
know,
because I was a little kid, I didn't care.
yeah, I didn't care either.
But if I had one now, I'd be like, oh, this operating system is so bad.
Yes, this is not the optimal OS to watch my porn on. Anyway,
Thank you for bringing the tone down there. Oh, God.
let's move swiftly on to my
Yes,
favourite
please
book,
move on.
which is 50 Shades of Grey. My actual favourite book...
Oh, no.
Right, let's bring it back round, shall we?
Let's bring
I'll
it back.
stop messing
So
around.
what is your favourite book, George?
My favourite book is a book I haven't even finished reading yet. It's,
How could that be your favourite book if you have not finished reading it?
well, I was about to say because it's the most engaging book I've read, but that is contradictory to me not finishing it yet. My favourite book is, in fact, A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. It's just really interesting.
Nerd.
I'm going to study physics in September.
Wow, we were. Yeah, I haven't. Why do I just know nothing about the topics that you bring up? This is just awkward.
Because
But
you
yeah.
don't bring your own topics.
Oh no.
Exposed.
Yeah, maybe I should bring my own topics and then I have something to talk about. I'm sorry.
To be fair, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have spent 40 minutes talking about RAM.
Yes, you're so welcome that you now know how good RAM is.
According to Tom and George.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, books. I haven't read a book since I was like 12.
That's a complete lie.
I have read a book, but it's more factual, not really pleasure.
Yeah, it's just a personal finance book and it's quite helpful.
Millionaire Teacher, if you care.
Yeah, if you're looking to find safe investment strategies to work hard and retire healthily, then read that.
But my favourite book from when I was younger was The Great Glass Elevator by Roald Dahl.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was kind of the second book to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It's kind of like the sequel.
But I can't really remember the book because I was like 10 when I read it. So I just remember for some reason that was my favourite book when I was younger.
I used to like the Beast Quest books. They used to be really good when you're like 10 or whatever. But obviously I don't really read that now. I don't really read a lot. I should probably read more, but...
Yeah, I think I should...
long,
yeah, it's just like... Why would you not just have it read to you by your television?
Yeah, when you've got the choice of visual stimulation and audible stimulation and seeing sexy actresses versus staring at paper for hours.
Yeah, just reading words on it. And then you have to imagine everything. Oh. And it's just silent.
Screw that.
So then you're alone with your thoughts.
Ugh.
And it's horrible.
Anyway, that's making me feel sick. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's not plunge into darkness there.
So, hypothetically speaking, if you had £100 million just gifted to you tax-free, blah, 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 no complications, what would you do with your £100 million?
Buy a new house. No, I would
too.
I would probably spend the money on some objects and then save some money. No, I don't know what I would do because I can't imagine that happening. But if I did, obviously a lot of that money is going to be invested into index funds because I've read a book and index funds are amazing.
Yeah.
So index funds, bonds, that's where a lot of the money is going to go. And then you just never have to work ever again. You could easily buy a house with that money. That's pretty sound.
You could buy 1,000 houses.
You could buy,
have a dent in it.
That's, 100 million is a lot.
Well, there would be a dent, but still. Yeah, I've got two answers for this. If I wanted to, strive to be a billionaire, I really wouldn't, though. I could just invest all my money in different things and then build it back. But realistically, I'd straight up buy, random properties around the world. I'd get a penthouse apartment in New York. That's half my money gone. And then get a nice cottage in the Cotswolds or something, Just have all these properties, fly around all the time, and... Actually, no, I do have an actual answer, which Tom hates this answer because I said it to you once, and...
I'm not sure what this is going to be.
So, I always say, if I won, loads of money, the first thing I'd do is go to the nearest BMW dealership, get, a BMW M5, and drive it around as fast as possible. And Tom hates it because he just blindly hates BMWs.
I just don't like BMWs. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
You can't deny the fact that BMWs
They're
are
good.
really good.
They're good for the first 5 years, and then they break down, and then they're really expensive to repair.
Oh, I don't need to worry about that because I've got another, £99.9 million.
That's fine in that scenario.
Yeah,
But
so
out
why would
of
you
all
get
the
annoyed?
cars, so you've now got £100 million. You can buy any car you want to, and you buy a BMW.
Oh, no.
How boring is that?
It's just for the convenience, because I know it's going to get 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds if it's got all the right options on it and stuff. So
You could buy a Rolls with that money,
why would I want a Rolls? I'd much rather have a Bentley.
because a Rolls is a Rolls.
Yeah, but Bentley
And it's
Continental
British.
GTs are cool. So it's Bentley. I think that it's made by a German company.
Yeah, I think
but
they're all made by German companies now.
I think Rolls is Rolls still British or?
I think it's owned by BMW.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Well, it's separately listed on the stock market, so it might still be. I
It
don't
might
know.
not be. I might be thinking of many other companies that are owned by BMW.
Well, it's the Volkswagen group that
Yeah, the
encompasses all these German cars.
Volkswagen Group.
Yeah. I wouldn't get a yacht though, because I just don't see the point.
That's just a money pit.
Yeah, waste of time.
Your 100 million would go so quickly if you
Yep.
bought a yacht.
Yeah, you'd charter it for the next year for 10 million or something. Like, goodbye money. Anyway, I don't really have much more to say other than I'd be an idiot and spend loads of money.
Yeah, I've got no interest in being rich, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be that bothered about blowing it, to be honest.
I'm not
But
interested in
If you have that opportunity, you might as well just
indeed.
keep that money going. Like, there's no point in just spending it all just for the sake of it.
because you will probably end up like offing yourself, to be perfectly
But you
honest.
could be how have we not talked about this? You could be a really nice person and just give to loads of charities and stuff. Or you could help
Yeah.
the homeless.
Yeah, to
or
be fair,
you could save a lot of people. Why have we not
True.
talked about that?
like
That's a bit
if
selfish.
you're really rich, then why not spend all your time developing properties and feeding homeless people? Because that would be such a nice thing to like. Homelessness is probably the thing that empathetically affects me most. Like when I see a homeless person, I don't
It
know,
makes you
me really sad.
Yeah, I'm very empathetic towards them. I
Yeah.
do feel bad, but in my opinion, giving a bit of change to them won't help them that much, so I don't usually do that.
I mean, if you can afford to do that and you're happy to do that, then great. Like, I'm sure
they'll
grateful for it.
definitely appreciate it, but I'm just thinking, I've only got like £5 spare.
Yeah.
Would that actually help them that much? Probably would. I just sound really bad for saying that, but
I don't know.
that's how I think of it.
Sometimes, like, I don't know. It's probably just best that we kill all the billionaires and give their money to homeless people.
Maybe that's what we should do. Or maybe we should save the billionaires
And kill all
because they are
homeless
the
people?
most... Yeah. Because they are
Jeez.
more important because they've got more money.
Well, they are lizards, so they're probably more important for that reason.
Exactly.
They're a
Well,
miracle of science.
of course, they're clearly the best people in the world because they have the most money. I'm pretty sure that's how...
That's
that's
how I
how-
rank
Yeah, that's how you rank people. Is the more money, the better.
Yeah.
So if you're homeless, you're probably a really bad person.
Oh, God.
No, this is all sarcasm.
Yeah, I hope that is recognised.
Hopefully you know that.
Just dry BS. Anyway, let's move on from the
Yeah,
100 mil question.
That got a bit dead.
It just turned into Tom pretending to hate homeless people.
Not pretending, actually.
Oh, let's definitely move on then.
Yeah, that's okay. I've gone too far now.
That's fine. What would you do if zombies appeared and we came across a massive stash of weaponry? I don't know why I asked this because it's obvious.
Well,
Surely you'd grab the
First, you start blasting.
weaponry. Yeah,
In the words of Danny DeVito.
I'm the trash man. I eat trash.
No. So anyways, I started blasting. Have you not seen that meme before?
I haven't seen
It's
Sunny.
like-
Always Sunny.
I've only seen it because it's a meme. But
Oh.
anyway, he's just holding up his fingers, and he says, "So, anyways, I started blasting." It's
Oh,
pretty
I might
funny.
have
It's a
seen it,
pretty
to be
funny
fair.
meme. That was just awkward because you didn't know the meme.
That's
But
the
anyway.
problem with memes.
But anyway, so you have this massive arsenal.
Yeah, you
Of
can
guns.
choose any gun basically.
Do you have infinite ammo?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Oh, boy.
you just have the opportunity to just let all your anger out.
Yeah, right. Like, I'd hop in that arsenal of weaponry, grab the biggest assault rifle I could find,
Yep.
grab double akimbo pistols, and gauge it down. That's all you need. That's all I want.
Akimbo Uzis or
Yeah.
something.
And then maybe 2 deagles as well. I don't know if deagles kick back
Just
so much that you can't hold them with one hand, but who cares?
Yeah, I think you would struggle to one-hand it because the
they're
kick.
quite
You'd probably
strong, aren't
break
they?
your wrist or something. I don't know.
Because-
Maybe some army guy could do it.
Oh, no, actually, M1911s. That's what I'd go for. Colt 45s. I think they're sick.
But you just have the opportunity there to just shoot those zombies, which I feel like would be incredibly entertaining.
Whilst it would be the most terrifying experience
be
of your life,
Awful.
it would also be incredibly fun at times. Like,
Yeah.
once you've got over the initial reaction,
Of, oh God, I'm going to die.
yeah, and then you can just literally have this skyscraper barricade it up. Say there's like a shopping mall in it, and if you just have this with your family and your friends or whatever, you'd literally be balling. You'd
Yeah.
have so much food, so much water.
The problem with these questions is everyone goes, oh yeah, it'd be so sick. Oh, it'd be so fun to just murder. Would it actually be... Thinking about it,
No,
it'd be horrendous.
It would be horrific and
You'd most likely die.
Mm-hmm.
In the unlikely case you didn't die, you would be barely able to get food and water and medicine and stuff, and it just probably suck. But for like maybe a day, it'd be really fun.
Can we also mention the smell? The smell would be the most disgusting
I've never
thing
even
to live
thought
with.
about that. The smell of zombies must be really bad.
Yeah,
That's
'cause they're literally
rotten
rotting
flesh.
bodies, yeah.
That's awful. Thank you for bringing that up.
That's alright. I thought it was important. But yeah, who needs a grenade launcher when you got your trusty M16 and your dual wielded Colt 45s?
Okay.
Now for a bit more of a gross one. Worst toilet experience.
I'm gonna have to let you go first because
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, picture this. It was a hot summer's day, and I don't know what I'd eaten. I think I must have had something that just upset my stomach the night before, and me and my sister
God.
and my mum were in Costa, and I had my coffee, my hot chocolate, whatever. I was like 13, 14 at the time, so I was probably having a hot chockey and slurping away. We leave. We skirt down the street in whatever car, and then I'm like, oh, Mum, can you stop? I really need the toilet. And she was like, what, is it bad? And I was like, yeah, I really need the toilet. So I hop out the car in the middle of the street. Bear in mind, this is a high street, so it's just like a one-way road, but just jump out, nip into Costa, and I'm like, yo, what's on? Can I use your toilet, please? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Oh,
I go in
the poor Costa.
they were suspecting nothing, and I go in the loo, and oh my god, I sit on the toilet, and it's like hell broke loose out my ass, honestly. It was like chocolate angel delight.
Oh
It
God.
was so gross, honestly.
Why would you need to say it's chocolate?
I don't know, I'm sure someone's had a pink poo somewhere. Oh, so gross. That was my worst toilet experience. Well, that's not the most painful though.
Oh God.
The most painful was after eating a Carolina Reaper. This was the second time
Oh God.
my dumb ass decided to eat a Carolina
Why
Reaper.
did you eat another Carolina
I
Reaper?
forgot how bad it was the first time. and I ate 2 of these little dried pods, and oh my god, it was the most pain I've ever felt. Like, I've never broken a bone, so I can't compare it to that, but it was not good. I've also pooed in a field, so I'm quite a prolific pooer. Tom?
I've been sitting here trying to think of a horrific story, but I can't think of anything that memorable.
Have you just got bowels of iron or something?
Maybe I have.
Good for you.
I've definitely had some diarrhea, or however you want to put it, but never that severe.
No, I rarely get the runs, and
or if that has happened to me, I've clearly just suppressed those memories really well, extremely well.
Do you know what? I actually really regret suggesting this topic because this is disgusting.
This is awful.
Can we move on, please?
I would love to.
Right. So, what is the best / most memorable moment you had in school? I know exactly what mine is.
Well, I'll let you go first so I can have a think again.
So, this is really not good.
Oh, God.
And I'm not going to be particularly explicit with it. So, I was in this maths class, and where me and Tom went to school, we had this teacher, and he was Welsh, by the name of Jenkins. He was a lovely guy, but he also seemed to be incredibly stoned constantly. Like, in hindsight, I would not be surprised if he was stoned teaching classes all day, just because he had his eyes shut all day.
But I think when you're that
he
age,
chuckled all day.
You don't really understand it.
We didn't really get it, and I'm pretty sure, like, on a real though, he wasn't high, but he could have been.
He could have been. He may have just acted like it.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, so we had this most easygoing teacher, and I decided it's a good idea to go up behind two of my friends who were sat next to each other, and within earshot of Mr. Jenkins, I say, "Y'all something eat ass." Not something though. There's a word there which is a racial slur, and it's just so embarrassing. I don't want to point out which one it is, but I'm sure you can work out.
I'm sure with deductive reasoning, everyone has worked out by now.
Yeah, it was actually. I've not explicitly said it, so I can't be penalised. So
exactly.
But yeah, that is my most embarrassing / memorable thing from school, because he heard it. My teacher heard it and just started laughing. He didn't shout, "George, you shouldn't say that word. That's incredibly racist." No, he was just like. And looked shocked. It was so weird. It was a spiritual experience.
Do you think that was enough to stop you from doing it again, or do you reckon you deserved more severe punishment?
I don't know. Well, I don't say said word anymore. Like, I just don't. So maybe it worked. Who knows?
That's interesting to think about for yourself there.
Indeed. Do you have a memorable story from school?
I'm picturing a lot of memories, but I'm trying to think of ones that'll be interesting without lots of context.
Oh, what's it?
That's what I'm struggling. That's what I'm struggling with at the moment.
Oh,
because anyone listening probably didn't go to school with me.
That would be weird if one of our old classmates just so happened to listen to
That
this.
would be really interesting, actually.
If one of our classmates is listening to this, please leave a comment saying, "I am your classmate."
Hello.
Yeah.
Maybe with your name, so we know who you are. But maybe don't leave your name, because that would be more interesting.
Or maybe leave every other letter in your second name and your first name, just so that only us will get it.
I've thought of one.
Yeah, far away.
But hopefully the teacher would not be offended by it, because it's a story about a teacher. I had a weird chemistry teacher who, well, obviously I'm not going to say his name.
Is it the guy that looked like a tramp?
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So this guy didn't have many teeth, and so he talked a bit funny because of that, I feel like.
He talked a bit like this.
That's exactly how he talked like.
He honestly, he was nice enough, but he was a bit of a weird.
Yeah, he was a bit weird. But anyway, we were learning about He's a
Electrolysis.
he's a chemistry teacher. I think I just already said that. But anyway, for some reason, he was trying to talk about the when you have two metal things that are charged, and you've got one of them's positive and one of them's negative. I can't remember exactly.
Are you talking about the concept of electrolysis involving a cathode and anode?
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, the way he described the cathode was because it's got the word cat in it. He linked that to pussy. So what he said loudly in front of the whole class, which we were probably 13, 14 at the time, was positive pussy, which killed the whole class. I just found it hilarious, and everyone did because we're really immature. But I could tell what he was trying to do, which was to try and make us remember which one was positive and which one was negative. Which, to be fair, it has worked, because to this day I can remember the cathode is positive because of that phrase that
Jesus
he said.
Christ,
but
it was his plan all along.
yeah,
He's actually a really good teacher.
that's some really high IQ stuff there. But
Damn.
that's just something that I found really funny from school that I thought would be
That was quite
sensible
amusing.
to share.
It's always good when your teachers accidentally swear or just come out with things that you find inappropriate and hilarious.
Unexpected phrases.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a nice little anecdote or two from our younger years. Let's move on to... Oh, no, we're not going to do that one. Let's do the one you suggested, grizzly bear versus gorilla.
Yes, this question has gone around lots of podcasts. So I thought we would hear our views on ye old grizzly bear versus silverback gorilla. So
Indeed. 3, 2, 1, gorilla.
grizzly bear most of the time.
Gorilla, it has the strength of 20 adult males.
Gorillas are very strong. I would definitely agree with you.
They're also a lot smarter than bears,
They are.
and they can use tools which
They
bears
can.
can't.
But I wasn't expecting tools to be added, because tools does change out quite a lot. So I was thinking of without tools.
Yeah, but they both live in kind of forestry. They
Yeah.
both survive in forestry and thrive.
Yeah.
So, not necessarily the same forestry, but still, they both have trees. So if the gorilla finds a big stick and gets it sharp...
Yeah. That's obviously the grizzly bear's going to win. No, the gorilla's going to win in that
Yeah.
scenario. But in my opinion, 9 times out of 10, if they both didn't have weapons, the grizzly bear's going to win, because it's got massive claws and
I was thinking
massive
that.
teeth. Like, this thing is definitely bigger than a gorilla.
Yeah, they're...
Grizzly bears are huge.
Gorillas aren't that tall. They're 5'6" when they stand on their hind legs or something?
Yeah, because they got short little legs, which
Yeah,
is
so
pretty
cute.
hilarious. But they've got massive arms.
Yeah, it's insane how big their arms are.
But yeah, I would say 9 times out of 10, the grizzly bear's probably going to win, and that's why I would say grizzly bear. But a gorilla definitely has a chance.
Yeah, I'd say it would give... Actually, you might have convinced me, to be honest. It would give a good fight, but yeah, those claws would just keep attacking.
Exactly. Like, the grizzly bear, all it needs is one good hit.
Yeah, true.
But a gorilla needs a good few punches.
It's not going to have the right reach to be able to hit in the head either. So,
No.
and the sheer mass of a grizzly bear is probably over 200 kilograms. So
Easily, yeah.
there's a lot more mass than a gorilla. So
And
guess,
gorillas
yeah.
are pretty fast, but so are grizzly
they're
bears.
fast and smart, but grizzly bears, I feel like, would win in a wrestling match.
Yeah. But obviously, a gorilla could literally just pick up a stick and instantly have an advantage.
Yeah, like if
It doesn't even need to be sharp.
True. Yeah, if it had like a massive tree trunk, then it would just
Wreck.
screw shit up. I said screwed, not say the F-bomb, but I just said the S word after it. Silly me. Yeah, you got me on that one. I was wrong in the context of
my logic. What
I changed. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a little anecdote from work today, actually. So, as I'm sure you're aware, I work in a little cafe in the town in which we live, and
I am aware of that.
Not going to say which one, so you'll never know. But, yeah, me and the other waitress I was working with were outside.
But not in a cocktail bar.
She was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
That song came on at work, so it's just in my head, sorry.
That's a nice work story, Tom.
Yep, that's my work story. Congratulations.
No, so me and a waitress were outside, and she said, "Can you sweep up this stuff?" Because she's a bit older, so just to save my legs. I was like, "Yeah, of course, that's not a problem." And I was like, "I do have further to go down, though." And she said, "Yeah, I swear you got taller after you came back to uni." And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did." And then, oh God, this old couple said something along the lines of, "Not just tall, but handsome as well." And I
yes.
I literally, I nutted instantly. I ejaculated so quickly. It's not even funny.
It's actually so awkward when you get complimented by people you do know. Actually, I just find compliments really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know how to react. That's the problem.
I don't mind it from someone my age. I mean, it means more from someone my age, and it doesn't happen as often for someone from my age. But when I think it was the old man out of the couple that said it as well, which makes it even worse. I was like, "Cheers, mate," but what? Why would you say that? I'm not going to be like, "Oh yeah, you're pretty good looking for 73 million years old, you old poo face."
Your poo face. That's brilliant. That is pretty weird. I get that at work. I work at Morrison's. Obviously, I have to reach stuff from the top shelf. For context, this is not me bragging. I'm like 6'2". But that's not me bragging, that's just for context. So I get asked to reach stuff quite a lot. And then always the old person will be like, "Oh, thank you very much." Or, "Oh, you're tall, can you quickly grab that?" "Oh, you're a tall young man," or something like that. And it's just like, you can just ask to get something. Why do you have to bring my height into it? I know I'm tall.
I've had similar experiences at the lofty height of 6'1". Like, I'm not very tall, but tall enough for like middle-aged and older women to be like, "Oh, young man, can you grab me that thing from can you get me the prawn crackers?" "No, not that one." "Oh yeah, that's the one. Cheers." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, can I do my shopping now, please?"
Yeah, but at work, it's literally it's all the time at work.
You work in a supermarket.
Yeah, so it's also my job to help customers. So
it's
I can't
actually
say
the worst.
no.
Because I hate helping customers. I'd much rather sit there and do nothing and get paid for it. I'm not joking. I would much rather do that.
I think everyone would like to get paid to do nothing, but that would be really boring. So maybe that isn't a good idea.
Yeah, it would be boring, but also I wouldn't care because I'd just meditate the whole time.
Wow.
I think we've exhausted
our
stuff.
Oh no, I actually haven't talked about my actual work story.
There's a Tom work story, yeah.
So I can't remember what day it was now. Okay. This better be a good story then.
Yeah,
no pressure on me. So it must have been like the other week now. At Morrison's, which is where I work, which I've said multiple times. I don't know why I keep saying it now. I was working, obviously, because I was in Morrison's. And
you work in Morrison's?
Yeah, I do work at Morrison's. But basically, I don't know how, but obviously I'm not going to describe where it was because it doesn't really matter. Basically, we have like a leak on the shop floor.
Uh-oh. Someone better go pick it up.
Which is probably very annoying because it makes a wet patch. But anyway, so I was not there to witness this. I wish I was because I found the story very hilarious. But apparently a customer was walking past this like leaky spot with their shopping trolley and the ceiling opened up and apparently gallons of water gushed out of the ceiling, completely drenching this poor woman with all her shopping, which is just brilliant. So, and I was like, another part of the store, I heard it over the headset because I was wearing a headset to like talk to other staff. And basically I heard it come through like, oh, the ceiling's just like opened up and this woman's drenched. I was like laughing. So I went over to where it was to see this amazing view, and it was pretty hilarious. But obviously you're not meant to laugh because this poor customer is drenched and she did not look very happy about it. But yeah, I found it really intriguing that most people that worked there did not find it that funny.
Really?
Yep.
I'd find that flipping hilarious.
I found it very funny, and other people will ask me, they were like, oh, why is that so funny? And I was like, why is it not funny? Yeah. I'm like, what? That is amazing.
It's literally something straight out of cartoon.
It's like, I was like, it's funny as long as it's not you. That's how I basically said it. Because obviously if it is you, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
But if it's not you, that's just hilarious.
As long as they weren't hurt or anything.
No, they weren't hurt. It was just water. So you can't die from water unless you get stuck under it.
Yeah.
Which you're not. Okay.
Which is definitely not funny because apparently
no.
Drowning in fresh water is one of the most painful ways to die.
Yeah, that's not a good way to go out.
But salt water apparently is meant to be peaceful. So.
Wow, I did not know that.
But yeah, I'll test it. In next episode, I'll get back to you. Which is better, drowning in fresh water or drowning in salt water?
Okay, thank you for that dedication to the podcast, George. Using up 2 of your lives.
2 of my 9 lives, seeing
as
I am a cat girl.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We have no video, so no one actually knows.
Oh, actually, let's do one more. I know I said the last one would be the last one.
Wow.
Oh god. Yeah, why not? Astrology. Let's talk about astrology. The unfalsifiable pseudoscience that is. Look, your energy is aligned. Right, I'm just gonna say, if it makes you happy and it has a positive impact in your life, why, I literally do not care. That is great for you. But emphasis on the, I literally do not care.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I wish that anyone who believed in that would never talk to me about it ever again.
So you're asking for 50% of the female population of the world to not talk to you?
That would be, and yes, that would make me happier. Not even joking. Because it just frustrates me. Whenever someone starts talking about it, I'm just like, why? Why?
Who?
Why?
Where?
How does this happen? Where do you get any of this research from? And then they can't answer me. And then I'm like, well, how can you believe in something when you don't even understand it? But then they do understand it because they then talk in depth about how great it is and how amazing it is. But I just don't care, and I don't believe it myself. I don't think I'll ever believe in it because it's not based on facts. I have no idea how. I'm sure someone that does care about it will like to have a conversation about how I'm completely wrong. But how the hell does the stars and whatever make your personality different? And when you're born, like, I just don't get how there's any correlation there.
It's just people seeing. I was going to say it's people seeing patterns, but there aren't any patterns.
Yeah,
it's just.
I think people just believe it because it's popular.
Yeah, and it makes them feel better, which is completely fine, and I'm all for that. Like, go for it, but just don't talk to me about it, you know?
Yeah, I wish no one ever spoke to me about it, because it makes me so angry, because I don't know why it makes me so angry, it just does.
It's kind of like how when you're in a friendship group of 3 people, well, you've gone out with Right, let me start again. You've gone out with 2 other friends and they start talking about this TV show they like to watch and you don't watch it and you literally don't care. So George is banging on about Twin Peaks and someone else is agreeing with it. And yeah, exactly. You're like, no, shut up.
Internally, you're just like, please shut up.
It's
please
boring
stop talking.
and no one cares. Because you don't believe in it, / it's not real to you, you know? Because it's not real to you because you haven't seen it, so...
Yeah, I guess so. But you could always ask what it's about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
then you don't want to get it spoiled to you.
I'm not gonna lie, usually when people are talking about TV shows or films I haven't seen, I tend to zone out and just
same.
I think that's kind of the general.
That's the problem.
consensus.
And then you just have your phone, instant gratification. You can just go somewhere else.
Hell yes.
That's why phones are amazing.
Anyway, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah, I think that's the end now.
Because we've been going for what, 90
We've
minutes?
been going for way too long than probably anyone's interested in.
Hour and a half. I reckon somewhere between an hour and a half is pretty ideal for our podcast. So.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've said this before, but any listeners, please leave questions in the comments, because coming up with these different questions we have in like
I can't believe
10 minutes before we record, it's difficult.
Yeah, I can't believe how difficult it is actually.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be way easier, but it's just challenging.
It is. It takes brain power, and no one likes to use their brain. So
yeah, and I'm really bad at remembering to get topics in the days leading up to the podcast.
Yeah.
We literally only do this once a week, and throughout the week I forget about it, unfortunately.
Well, I can't say I don't. So hopefully next week we might have some sort of video.
Yeah. That's hopefully we sort something out. Maybe we'll have some video and you can see our lovely faces.
Yeah, you can see how sexy I'm looking right now.
Oh yeah. You'll see if that old person was being truthful or not.
You'll see the rockin' dad bod and my terrible hair right now because it's not very good.
And you'll be able to see how lanky I am.
And how tall, but not as tall as Tom I am. Right.
That's the end.
Yeah, let's stop chatting shit now. Thanks for listening, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.